This is the dirt from people's shoes. Help yourself to any gum, Mike. The Dirty Jobs reunion looked perfect on camera. Mike Rowe cracking jokes, the crew laughing like old times. But something darker was happening behind the scenes. For years rumors swirled about on-set tensions, creative fights, and a host who might not be as charming as he seemed. When they finally got back together, those old conflicts erupted again. Crew members who once risked their lives for the show were keeping secrets. The man who nearly died from melted contact lenses had more to say. This wasn't just a reunion, it was a reckoning. When people think of Mike Rowe, they think of grit. A guy in dirty boots, sleeves rolled up, laughing his way through the mess of America's hardest jobs. But behind that confident voice and easy smile was a story almost no one knew. His journey from blue-collar TV host to controversial public figure came with melted eyes, death threats, animal bites, fake news, and moments so dark they could have ended it all. Started with fire. During season 1 of Dirty Jobs, Mike was filming with a blacksmith. The shot called for him to get close to a blast furnace. Too close. Flames erupted and wrapped around his face. His eyebrows were gone in seconds. But that wasn't the worst part. He was wearing contact lenses. The heat was so intense it melted them onto his eyes. The plastic fused to his retinas. For days he sat there picking melted pieces of lens out of his eyes. A doctor later told him that those same lenses saved his sight. Without them he would have gone blind. That's how close it was. But the pain didn't stop with fire. Over 8 years of filming, Mike's body collected damage like badges. There was a scar between his thumb and finger from an alligator gar that bit him straight through the skin. A shark tooth stabbed so deep into his leg that it hit bone. Stayed there for 4 years because it never healed right. He cracked 2 ribs, broke a toe, broke a finger, got 12 stitches, and still kept going. Even the safe places weren't safe. On Sesame Street, he made a joke about going through Oscar the Grouch's back door. That raised a few eyebrows. It was a kid show, but he couldn't help his rougher edge from slipping through. The line aired, but it showed that Mike's humor wasn't always G-rated. It was that edge that made him relatable to some and dangerous to others. In February 2014, everything exploded. Walmart released a commercial about American manufacturing. Mike narrated it. That was it. He didn't act in it. He didn't write it. Just a voice. But the backlash came hard and fast. Jobs with Justice, a labor group, sent 5,048 form letters to his office, demanding he meet with real Walmart employees. But it wasn't just letters. There were death threats. Real ones. He had to hire security. People called him a shill, said he was pushing poverty wages, accused him of betraying the very workers he claimed to support. For Mike, it wasn't about politics. But the world doesn't always care about intent. The blowback nearly destroyed him. Then came the fake death. In 2016, rumors spread online that Mike Rowe had been shot and killed in his own home. It went viral. People believed it. He had to step in and calm the chaos. He quoted Mark Twain, saying the reports of his death had been grossly exaggerated, but the damage was done. The internet had already buried him once. Meanwhile, Craig Polyan didn't come from the world of ghosts or the supernatural, but somehow he became the man behind the camera when millions of people believed they were watching real spirits move through haunted halls. He started as a producer on Survivor, learning how to shape drama out of raw footage. But what he built after that turned him into one of the most powerful names in reality TV. In 1997, he founded Pilgrim Media Group. Over time, his company created more than 650 episodes of shows that pulled viewers in every week. Dirty Jobs, American Chopper, Wicked Tuna, and especially Ghost Hunters, the show that made people believe the dead were still speaking. By 2015, Lionsgate Entertainment stepped in and bought over half of his company. That deal alone was worth more than $200 million. He was no longer just a producer. He was a kingpin. But the road that led to that deal nearly destroyed him. From 2006 to 2014, Craig was trapped in a legal war that refused to end. It began when a parapsychologist named Larry Mons and a publicist named Dana Smaller claimed that ghost hunters wasn't Pelagian's idea. They said he stole it. They said they had shared the concept and it was taken without credit. And they didn't just file a complaint. They fought all the way to the Supreme Court. For 8 years it pulled in executives, networks, lawyers, and even NBCU cable chairman Bonnie Hammer, who was forced to sit under oath and answer the question, was she a paranormal investigator? The case turned bizarre. Millions were spent on legal fees. Craig fought back hard and finally music in 2011. The Supreme Court refused to hear it. That meant the fight was over. He had won. But it had taken 8 years of his life and left scars that no one could see. What made it even harder to talk about was what went on behind the camera. On Ghost Hunters, the audience heard voices whispering, "Get out," or saw investigators frozen in fear. But crew members later revealed that those disembodied voices were often just property managers shouting at homeless people off-screen. The show didn't just overlook it, it used it. The voices were edited in. The fear was manufactured. But it worked. Viewers believed what they saw, and Craig didn't stop there. This method of tweaking reality until it felt real became his trademark. Over time, that formula made his empire grow, and his shows made hundreds of millions. He became one of the top 10 reality producers in Hollywood. But even as his empire expanded, cracks were starting to show. By 2024, Lionsgate admitted that the unscripted TV world was changing fast. They called it a continuing market correction, which meant that audiences were turning away from reality TV or demanding something different. Craig's method, building tension out of shadows, out of nothing, was losing its hold. The same shows that had made his name were no longer delivering the same numbers, and the company he had grown from the ground up was beginning to feel it. What started as a $200 million dream was now shifting under his feet. He wasn't the host, but every dangerous thing Mike Rowe ever did on Dirty Jobs usually started with one man, Dave Barsky. He wasn't just a field producer. He was the one who picked the places, chose the jobs, set up the madness, and then shoved Rowe right into it. Between 2005 and 2012, Dave didn't just film America's dirtiest and most dangerous jobs, he made them happen. While other producers looked for stories, he looked for trouble. And Mike Rowe called him exactly what he was, his wrangler, the guy who dragged him into chaos and somehow convinced the camera